पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to the daily reading of Srimad Bhāgavatam. It is said that Srila Prabhupada, he wrote a nice bhajan when he was traveling from India to New York for the first time in Jalduta. So he wrote that Bhagavater kathaye tava avatar dheer hayya sune jari kane bar bar. That the Bhagavad Katha, the description of the transcendental name, quality, pastimes and form of Krishna, it is Tava Avatar. He is addressing to Krishna that it is your incarnation of Krishna, and the one who receives this through oral reception is a Dhira, and such a person, he gets the mercy of Bhagavad. So Bhagavatam is not an ordinary book. Bhagavatam is an incarnation of Krishna. Just like Krishna descends in the form of deity to accept our service, he comes in the form of name so that we can serve Ram Prabhu and get his mercy. Just like that, Bhagavatam as well is Krishna himself. So we should serve Bhagavatam with that much awe and reverence as if it is deity worship. So Krishna is fully present in the form of these verses in front of us in Bhagavatam. So Krishna speaks to us through Bhagavatam, and if we take shelter of Bhagavatam, if we try to understand, if we try to study sincerely, then Bhagavatam bestows its mercy on us, and Krishna reveals himself to us. There is no need for anything else. Yesterday, so we are reading from Canto 1, chapter 15. Yesterday we read up to verse 19. So let's go to verse 20. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirare nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktirbhavati naishviki. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya, Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya, Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Verse 1, 15, 20. Soham nripendra rahita purushottamena, Soham nripendra rahita purushottamena, Sakhya priyena surata hridayena shunyah, Sakhya priyena surata hridayena shunyah, Advanyurukrama parigraham angarakshan, Advanyurukrama parigraham angarakshan, Gopaira sita balave, Gopaira गोपैरसद्भिरबले विनिर्ज्योतिस्मि
गोपैरसद्भिरबले
विनिर्जितोऽस्मि. Anyone like to read? Recite.
Soham nipendra-rahitah purushottamena.
Soham nipendra-rahitah purushottamena.
Sakya priyena smrupita hridayena shunyah.
Sakya priyena smrupita hridayena shunyah.
Advanyurukrama parigraham angarakshan.
Advanyurukrama parigraham angarakshan.
Gopairasadbhirabale vinirjitosmi.
Gopairasadbhirabale vinirjitosmi.
Soham nipendra-rahitah purushottamena.
Soham nipendra-rahitah purushottamena.
Sakya priyena smrita hridayena shunyah.
Sakya priyena smrita hridayena shunyah.
Advanyurukrama parigraham angarakshan.
Advanyurukrama parigraham angarakshan.
Gopairasadbhirabale vinirjitosmi.
Gopairasadbhirabale vinirjitosmi.
Mataji.
Soham nipendra-rahitah purushottamena. Sakya priyena smrita hridayena shunyah. Advanyurukrama parigraham angarakshan. Gopairasadbhirabale vinirjitosmi.
Any Mataji, please?
Soham nipendra-rahitah purushottamena.
Soham nipendra-rahitah purushottamena.
Sakya priyena smrita hridayena shunyah.
Sakya priyena smrita hridayena shunyah.
Advanyurukrama parigraham angarakshan.
Advanyurukrama parigraham angarakshan.
Gopairasadbhirabale vinirjitosmi.
Gopairasadbhirabale vinirjitosmi.
Soham nipendra-rahitah purushottamena.
Soham nipendra-rahitah purushottamena.
Sakya priyena smrita hridayena shunyah.
Sakya priyena smrita hridayena shunyah.
Advanyurukrama parigraham angarakshan.
Advanyurukrama parigraham angarakshan.
Gopairasadbhirabale vinirjitosmi.
Gopairasadbhirabale vinirjitosmi.
Let's look at word to word. Saha,
Saha,
that,
that.
aham, myself. Nrupa Indra, O Emperor, Rahitah, bereft of, Purusha Uttamena, by the Supreme Lord, Sakhya, by my friend, Priyena, by my dearmost, Suhrad, by the well-wisher, Hridayena, by the heart and soul, Shunyaha, vacant, Advani, recently, Urukrama Parigraham, the wives of the all-powerful, Anga, bodies, Rakshan, while protecting, Gopaihi, by the cowherds. Ashabdivi, by the infidels. Abla Eva, like a weak woman. Vinirjidasmi, I have been defeated. Translation by Krishna Kripa Murti, His Loving Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki O Emperor, now I am separated from my friend and dearmost well-wisher, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And therefore my heart appears to be void of everything. In his absence, I have been defeated by a number of infidel cowherd men while I was guarding the bodies of all the wives of Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the third verse of Shikshastakam, he talks about Viraha from Krishna. So there he says that Yugaitam Nimishena Chakshusha Prabhusha Visham Shunyaitam Jagat Sarva Govinda Vihayam. So that word Shunya that comes here as well, that in his absence I feel vacant. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is expressing the same mood in Shikshastakam, that in your separation, O Krishna, one nimisha means the time that is required to blink the eyelids, so that is called nimisha. So that much time it appears to be like one yuga. And chakshusha pravusha vrisham, my eyes are constantly pouring water, just like torrents of rain. And Shunyaitam Jagat Sarvam, the whole Jagat seems to be like a zero. It seems vacant for me. So Arjun, as well as we saw in a few previous verses, he is expressing his viraha, his separation from Krishna. So that's the same mood Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also expressed in Shikshastakam. Let's read the purport. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The important point in this verse is how it was possible that Arjun could be defeated by a gang of ignoble cowherd men, and how such mundane cowherd men could touch the bodies of the wives of Lord Krishna who were under the protection of Arjun. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has justified the contradiction by research in the Vishnu Puran and Brahma Puran. In these Puranas, it is said that once the fair denizens of heaven pleased Astavakra Muni by their service and were blessed by the Muni to have the Supreme Lord as their husband. Astavakra Muni was curved in 8 joints of his body, and thus he used to move in a peculiar curved manner. The daughters of the demigods could not check their laughter upon seeing the movements of the Muni, and the Muni, being angry at them, cursed them that they would be kidnapped by the rules, even if they would get the Lord as their husband. Later on, the girls again satisfied the Muni by their prayers, and the Muni blessed them that they would regain their husband even after being robbed by the rules. So in order to keep the words of the great Muni, the Lord himself kidnapped his wives from the protection of Arjun. Otherwise, they would have at once vanished from the scene as soon as they were touched by the rules. Besides that, some of the gopis who prayed to become wives of the Lord returned to their respective positions after their desire was fulfilled. After the departure of Lord Krishna, he wanted all of his entourage back to Godhead, and they were called back under different conditions only. So, the focus of this purport in Srila Prabhupada is focusing in this purport on how Arjun could be defeated. One of the Arjun's name is Vijay. when Pandavas were in exile, the last year of exile, they were supposed to remain unanimous. So at that time, Arjun was in disguise of a eunuch. His name was Bruhannala then, and he was acting as the dance teacher of the princess of King Virat. That's where they had taken shelter for the last year. So Arjun was acting as her dance teacher, and Kauravas, they attacked this King Virat. And so the son, the prince of King Virat, he was going to face the army of Kauravas. So Bruhannala tells the prince that I would like to join you, and he says, "Oh, what will you do in the war? You're just a dance teacher." But he says, "Just let me come as your sarthi, your chariot driver." So Arjun goes along, and when that prince sees the army of Kauravas, he gets bewildered. He says, "I can't face this army, I want to go back." So then Arjun says, "Don't worry, we will fight them." And then he says, "How? We have just such a small army. Theirs is such a big army." So then Arjun reveals to him that I am not Bruhannala, actually I am Arjun. I am a Kshatriya, and this army I can easily defeat on my own. And then that prince doesn't believe him. So he says that if you are Arjun, tell me his 10 names. So then Arjun starts describing his names, and he says, my first name is Vijay, because I can, that name is given to me because I can defeat any number of army just by myself. So that's one name of Arjun. In the battle of Mahabharata on the 14th day, Arjun took a vow that he will kill Jayadrath before the sunset. Now Jayadrath was the person from Kaurava's side who stopped the Pandavas from when Abhimanyu was caught in the Chakravyuh, the military formation by Kauravas. Jayadrath was the one who was stopping all the Pandavas from going to Abhimanyu's rescue. So when Arjun came back, he realized that Jayadrath he played a big role in Abhimanyu's getting killed unfairly. So he took that vow, and by some arrangement from Krishna and Arjun, before sunset, he did end up killing this Jayadrath. Even though Kaurava's army, they sent their best warriors, Dronacharya, Krupacharya, Karna, Dusashan, they sent all their best warriors. But Arjun defeated Jayadrath all by himself by the end of the day before sunset, as he took the vow. And the same night, Kauravas attacked Pandavas. Generally at night time there is Yuddha Viram, so they don't attack, but Kauravas did that. And then Arjun again, in that one night, he killed 7 Akshauhini Sena of Kauravas. So in one Akshauhini Sena there is 28,170 chariots, and the same amount of elephants, 28,170 elephants, and there is something like 67,000 horses. There is 140,000 warriors who are on their feet. So that is one Akshauhini Sena. So like that, 7 Akshauhini Sena Arjun killed by himself in one night only. So there is no doubt Arjun was a Vijay. He was invincible. So then Arjun himself is wondering that what happened, how, Prabhupada says in the first line that the important point in this verse is how it was possible that Arjun could be defeated, and that too by just a gang of some cowherd men who were armed with sticks. Arjun was the best Dhanurdhar, but he gets defeated by the cowherd men armed with sticks. So that's one point Srila Prabhupada shares in this purport, and then Srila Prabhupada shares the backstory why he was defeated. So the backstory, the why, is related to Ashtavakra Muni's curse that Srila Prabhupada describes, that there were these Apsaras who first pleased Ashtavakra Muni with their service. So he gave them benediction that you will get the Supreme Lord Krishna as their husband. But Ashtavakra Muni, as it says, Ashtavakra, by 8 places, his Vakra means he is bended. So he was walking in a particular way, and Apsaras made fun of him. So he then gives them curse that even though Supreme Lord is your husband, you will be kidnapped. So then they pray him, and Ashtavakra Muni gets pleased with their prayers again, and then gives them he gives them a blessing that even though you get kidnapped, you will again get the position of the wife of Supreme Lord. So that was the backstory Srila Prabhupada has shared. So we see that Arjun is wondering why I was defeated, but the reason was that it was a part of Krishna's divine plan. So everything that happens, as we learned in the 10th Canto, I forgot the verse, but whatever happens to a devotee, he tolerates with patience. Tattenu-kampam susamikshamaano bhunjanaivatmakritam vipakam ridvam vapuvir-vidhan namaste jivetayo mukti-pade sadayava. So whatever happens, it is a part of Krishna's divine plan, big picture. And sometimes we get failure, sometimes we get success, but a devotee accepts whatever situation he is faced with and just waits for the mercy. Tattenu-kampa susamikshamaano, earnestly waits for mercy of Krishna. Any questions on these words?
So in this, they say that Krishna himself came as a covered man to
Yes.
kidnap.
That's his arrangement. Okay, we'll move to the next one. Tadvai dhanusta ishava sarato hayaste. Soham rati nrupatayo yata anamanti. Sarvam kshanena tadabhit sadisharikta. Sarvam kshanena tadabhit sadishariktam. Bhasman hutam kuhakaradhamivoktamushyam. Bhasman hutam kuhakaradhamivoktamushyam. Would anyone like to lead, please?
Tadvai dhanush isave Tadvai dhanushta isave saratho haiste.
Tadvai dhanushta ishava sarato hayaste.
Soham rati nupatayo yathat anantamanti.
Soham rati nupatayo yathat anantamanti.
Sarvam kshanena tad abhut asad isaritam.
Sarvam kshanena tadabhut asad isaritam.
Bhasman hutam kahakar radham yuvattam shu.
Bhasman hutam kuhakaradhamivoktamushyam.
Tadvai dhanushta ishava sarato hayaste.
Tadvai dhanushta ishava sarato hayaste.
Soham rati nipatayo yata anamanti.
Soham rati nipatayo yata anamanti.
Sarvam shanena tad abhut असत् ईशरिक्तम्
सर्वं शनेन तदभूदसतीशरिक्तम्
भस्मन् हुतं कुवकरार्धमिवाप्तम् उष्याम्
भस्मन्मुतं कवरार्धमिवाप्तमुष्यम्
तद्वै धनुस्त ईशवासरथो हयास्ते
तद्वै धनुस्त ईशवासरथो हयास्ते
सोऽहं रति नृपतयो यत आनमन्ति
सोऽहं रति नृपतयो यथानमन्ति
सर्वं क्षणेन तदभि असत् ईशरिक्तम्
सर्वं क्षणेन तदभूदसतीशरिक्तम्
भस्मं हुतां कुहकरथा इवोक्त उष्याम्
भस्मन्मुतं
उष्याम्
तद्वै धनुस्त ईशवासरथो हयास्ते
तद्वै धनुस्त ईशवासरथो हयास्ते
सोऽहं रति नृपतयो यथा आनमन्ति
सोऽहं रति नृपतयो यथानमन्ति
सर्वं शनेन तदद्भुत असतीशरिक्तम्
सर्वं क्षणेन तदभूदसतीशरिक्तम्
भस्मन् हुतां कहुकारादम् ईवुतमुष्याम्
भस्मं युतं कुहकरार्धमिवोक्तमुष्याम्
तत्ते धनुस्तैशवासरथो हयास्ते
तद्वै धनुस्त ईशवासरथो हयास्ते
सोऽहं रथि नृपतयो यतानमन्ति
सोऽहं रति नृपतयो यथानमन्ति
सर्वं क्षणेन तदभूत सदीशरिक्तम्
सर्वं क्षणेन तदभूदसतीशरिक्तम्
भस्मन्मुतं कुहकराधं निवोक्तमुष्याम्
भस्मन्मुतं कुहकरार्धमिवोक्तमुष्याम् Tat, the same. Why? Certainly. Dhanu, the same bow. Ishavaha, arrows. Saha, the very same. Rathaha, chariot. Hayate, the very same horses. Saha aham, I am the same Arjun. Rathi, the chariot fighter. Nruptayaha, all the kings. Yataha, whom. Anamanti, offered their respects. Sarvam, all. Kshanena, at a moment's notice. Tat, all those. Abhut, became. Asat, useless. Isha, because of the Lord. Riktam, being void. Bhasman, ashes. Hutam, offering butter. Kuhaka radham, money created by magical feats. Eva, like that. Uktam, sown. Ushyam, in barren land. If anyone doesn't have the book Bhagavatam, they can open the browser in their phone and search SB 1:15:21. SB 1:15:21. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. I have the very same Gandiva bow. The same arrows. The same chariot. Drawn by the same horses. and I use them as the same Arjun, to whom all the kings offered their due respects. But in the absence of Lord Krishna, all of them, at a moment's notice, have become null and void. It is exactly like offering clarified butter on ashes, accumulating money with a magic wand, or sowing seeds on barren land. Purport. As we have discussed more than once, one should not be puffed up by borrowed plumes. All energies and powers are derived from the Supreme Source, Lord Krishna, and they act as long as He desires and cease to function as soon as He withdraws. All electrical energies are received from the powerhouse, and as soon as the powerhouse stops supplying energy, the bulbs are of no use. In a moment's time, such energies can be generated or withdrawn by the supreme will of the Lord. Material civilization without the blessing of the Lord is child's play only. As long as the parents allow the child to play, it is all right. As soon as the parents withdraw, the child has to stop. Human civilization and all activities thereof must be dovetailed with the supreme blessing of the Lord. And without His blessing, all advancement of human civilization is like decoration on a dead body. It is said here that a dead civilization and its activities are something like clarified butter on ashes, the accumulation of money by a magic wand, and the sowing of seeds in a barren land. In Bhagavad Gita 4.8, Krishna shares with Arjun the reasons why he appears. So he says, Paripranaya sadhunam vinashaya chidishkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yogi. So he says there are three reasons why I come. Paripranaya sadhunam, to deliver the pious people. Vinashaya chidishkritam, to punish, to annihilate the miscreants. And dharma sansthapanarthaya, to re-establish the principles of religion, I appear. Sambhavami, yuge yuge, millennium after millennium, I appear for one or all of these reasons. So, there is in 10th Canto of Bhāgavatam, there is an episode where Uddhav is also he's also feeling the separation of Krishna, just like Arjuna is doing now. And there he is remembering all Krishna's activities, all the pastimes he had, all the intimate relationship he had with his devotees during his Krishna avatar. And so he says that he has satisfied all the sages, all the great sages with his wonderful activities. He has destroyed all the impious, cruel rulers in the battlefield of Mahabharata and throughout his life. And he has established the rule of Dharma, kingdom of Yudhishthira Maharaj. So now that his mission is completed, he has left the planet. So Uddhav is accepting Krishna's departure. So Krishna, when he appears, he sometimes performs this mission. Sometimes he does these tasks himself. Sometimes he appoints someone. Sometimes he empowers someone. And sometimes he uses someone or something as an instrument. So Arjun, when Krishna decided that he has accomplished his mission and it is time for me to go, then with Krishna's arrangement, Lord Balram, he first left the planet. Then Krishna, when he got hurt by the bow of that hunter, he was sitting under the banyan tree, and then he calls his Sarthi, his chariot driver, and he tells him that you go and to my palace and tell all my family members who are remaining, tell them that as soon as I leave my body, they should leave Dwarka with Arjun, in Arjun's protection, because after I leave the planet, Dwarka will be inundated with the ocean water. So he asks all his queens to go with Arjun. So Arjun was escorting all the queens from Dwarka to Hastinapur, and as we saw, some cowherd men armed with sticks, they attacked. And Arjun, for some reason, with Krishna's arrangement, he was not able to defeat them. Arjun got defeated. Arjun in this shloka is wondering that I am the same Arjun, I have the same chariot, I have the same bow, everything is the same. Then he's wondering what changed. So in Bhagavad Gita, verse 1878, it is said that Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Yatra Shri Vijaya Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mava. And that shloka, Sanjay is telling Dhritarashtra that Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, wherever there is Yogeshwar, the master of all mystics, Krishna, and Arjun, the supreme archer, there is three things: Shri, the opulence, Tatra Shri Vijaya, there is victory, and there is Bhuti, there is opulence. So now Arjun is wondering, everything is the same. Dhanurdhar Arjun, he says Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara. Parth, the Dhanurdhar, he is still there, but Yogeshwar Krishna has left. So that is the difference. So Srila Prabhupada says in one of the purports that when Krishna comes to accomplish his missions, as he says in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, the Paritranaya Sadhuna verse, when he accomplishes his mission, then the emergency powers that he has given to his instruments, he withdraws them. So that is what has happened to Arjun. So Krishna can do that. He can temporarily empower some jiva to be extremely powerful, and he uses them as an instrument. So it is possible that these emergency powers are withdrawn at any time when Krishna's desire is there. And so it is possible for Arjuna, it is possible for demigods, and then what to speak of us. Sometimes we have some kind of little ability, some skill, some talent, and even if we don't want to, people would praise us, and then we might feel, even if we don't want to, you feel little bit, you feel good that yes, my hard work paid off, it didn't go to waste. But we need to remember that everything Arjun had, it came from Krishna, and everything we also have comes from Krishna. So in that regard, there is a verse in 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, verse 41, where Krishna says that Yad Yad Vibhuti Mat Sarvam Tad Tad Eva Vagachatvam Yad Yad Vibhuti Mat Sarvam Srīmad Vibhuti Mat Sarvam Srīmad Urjita Eva Va Srīmad Urjita Eva Va Tat Tad Eva Vagachatvam Tat Eva Vagachatvam Mama Tejomsha Sambhava. So Krishna says that Yad Yad Vibhuti Mat Sarvam Srīmad Urjita. Wherever in creation you see the Vibhuti, you see the opulence, you see Shri, beauty, or you see Urjita, you see glorious creation, that Tad Evava Gachatvam. Evava Gacha means no for sure, that Mama Tejomsha Sambhava. It is an amsha of my Teja. It is just a spark of my, all these opulence, beauty, glorious creations, they just spring from a spark of my splendor, just a spark. So everything we also have comes from Krishna if we are powerful, if we are strong, that strength comes from Krishna. He says, Balam Balvata Chaham. If we are intelligent, we have good memory, then Krishna says, I give them to you. Sarvasya Chaham Ridhi Sannivishto Matta Smritir Gnanam Apohanam Cha. The Smriti, the remembrance, the knowledge, Gnana, and Apohan, the ability to forget something, that Krishna says, I give you. Then if we have any kind of ability, Krishna says, Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi sasi shuryayo pranaha sarva vedeshu shabdakhe paurusham nrushu. So there he covers everything. Paurusha, ability in nru, nar, ability in man, any ability in any man, Krishna says, that is me. It comes from me, as he says in the Bij Shloka of Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaha sarvam pravartate. Everything emanates from me. And in Brahma Samhita, when Krishna says, Rasoham apsu kaunteya, there is some taste in water, that is me. Prabhasmi sasi shuryayo. If there is any prabha, any tej in Sashi, in Chandra, in moon, and Surya, sun, it comes from me. So Brahma Samhita, Brahmaji also says that Bhasman yathashma kaleshu nijeshu teja Sviyam kiyat yatapi tadavatra Sviyam kiyat prakatayat yapitattvadatra Brahmaya esha jagadanda vidhana karta Govindamadi purusham bhajami. So he says the same thing, that sun also gets his spark from Krishna, and I myself, Brahma, also gets the power to create and maintain this universe from Krishna. So Krishna, the conclusion is that Krishna is the source of everything. All the ability, all the intelligence, if we have any material or spiritual progress, it is all because Krishna is giving us his mercy. So this realization, as we study Bhagavad Gita, and sometimes we feel that yes, this is good, studying scriptures, but how is it relevant in our life? But whatever spiritual or material opulences we have, this study, it humbles us, that it all comes from Krishna. And okay, then a jiva might think that yes, okay, Krishna gives me everything, but it is me who moves my hands and legs. I put my effort. So what about my effort? So then jiva might develop a mentality that I am the doer. Yes, I understand that Krishna gives me the ability, but I get out of my bed, I move my hands and legs, I work hard. So I am the doer. So Krishna has given the answer for that in Bhagavad Gita 3.27. He says that Prakruti kriyamanani gune karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. That all the activities are happening because of the gune karmani sarvasha, happening because of guna, the three modes of material nature. But ahankara vimudatma, jiva, it comes in ignorance, he gets delusion. He falsely identifies with the body and thinks that karta aham karta, I am the doer, iti manyate. He believes that karta aham, I am the karta. So there Krishna bursts that belief, if a jiva wants to have, that I am the doer. So Prabhupada explains that if there are two people doing the same activity, one is a devotee and one is a materialistic person, on the surface it may seem like they're both doing the same activity. They might even achieve the same results, but the consciousness of both people is different. Because a materialistic person, he is convinced because of his false ego that I am the doer. He doesn't know that the mechanism he is using, what can we use to achieve anything? We have our body, our intelligence. We have our gross body, bhumi rapo nalo vayu, and we have our subtle body, kham mano buddhi revacha. So everything is made of material nature, which is working under the instruction of Krishna. Prakriti is a servant of Krishna. So that also materialistic person doesn't realize. So that's why he thinks that I am the doer. Whatever abilities I have, it is my achievement. But a devotee understands that my Rishika, my senses, everything I possess, they belong to Rishikesha, the master of senses. It is said in Narada Pancharatra, Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. So the senses are supposed to be used in service of the master of the senses. Materialistic person doesn't understand that. That's why he develops this mentality that I'm the doer, and that's why he remains bound in the material world. So even though devotee and the materialistic person, they are doing the same activity, their mood, their consciousness is very much different. So then how do we come out of this doership mentality? In Bhagavad Gita chapter 11, in chapter 10, Krishna revealed to Arjuna everything that Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Matta Sarvam Pravartate, everything comes from me. And Arjuna accepts that, yes, I understand that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then in chapter 11, he requests Krishna that please show me your Vishwarup, your universal form. So Krishna says that with your current eyes you won't be able to see me. So let me give you Divya Chakshu, Divyam Dadami Te Chakshum. Let me give you divine eyes so that you can see me. So with those borrowed eyes from Krishna, Arjuna sees Krishna's Vishwarup, and then he says that he gets bewildered. He says, what is this Krishna? I am seeing that all the demigods, they are folding their hands, they are bowing down to you, and they are all surrendering to you, they are all entering into you. I see Lord Brahma sitting on a lotus flower within you. I see Lord Shiva. I see all the great sages. They are praying to you for the swasti, for the shanti, for the peace, for the entire world. And I see all the warriors, the ones from my side and the ones from the opposite side. I see all of them. The moment ago I was seeing them on the battlefield, but now I see them entering in your mouth, just like the moths get dashed into the blazing fire. They are attracted to the blazing fire. So I see all the soldiers with immense speed entering into you. So what is this? Reveal to me, Krishna. So then Arjuna asks, tell me truly, really who you are. And then Krishna says these words, Kalosmi aham lokakshayakruta pravruddho. Kalosmi, aham kalosmi. I am time, I am the destroyer of the worlds, and I have come to destroy all these impious men. So whether or not you do as I say, I have already killed them. So he says, except for you Pāṇḍavas, all these soldiers on both sides, they are already killed. So then he encourages Arjuna that, so get up, prepare for your battle, conquer your enemies, and conquer your enemies. And he says, Nimitta matra bhavasava sachi, O Savya Sachi, O Arjun. Savya Sachi means the one who can throw arrows from both hands. So Nimitta matram bhavasavya sachi, bhava, be. O Savya Sachi, be Nimitta matra, be my instrument. You are Nimitta matra, you are my instrument only. So be that. So we wonder what it means to be instrument, what it means to be an instrument of Krishna. Generally, we understand that an instrument is something we use to achieve some task. I want to climb somewhere, I use the ladder. I want to write, I use a pen. That's an instrument. And then we use the instrument, then we put it aside, we forget about it. But how can a person, a living being, how can a person be an instrument? Instrument is something we use, and we often hear, use things and love people. So how can people be used? So the term instrument on the realm of bhakti is a different thing. Instrument, when we be Krishna's instrument, it is said in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatanam. Mamai Vamsho, Jiva, all the Jivas, all the living entities, they are Mama Amsha, my fragmental parts and parcels. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jivaira Swarupa hoy, Krishnera Nityadas. So Jiva, a living being's real Swarupa, real position is Krishnera Nityadas, Krishna's eternal servant. So when we be instrument of Krishna, it means that we be servants of Krishna. We align our will with Krishna's will. That's what it means to be instrument of Krishna, and that is what Krishna demands from Arjuna when he says Nimitta Matram Bhavasavya Sachin. That's what he is expecting. That's what Krishna's expectation from Arjuna, and that's what his expectation is from us as well, that we align our will with his will. So initially Arjuna refuses, he says that no, I don't want to be the reason for all these people to be killed. I don't want to be the reason for all these women being widows, for these children to be orphan. So it seems that Arjuna is a very kind and compassionate person, but his compassion is based on a confusion. When he surrenders to Krishna, he says, Karpanya dosho upahat svabhava pruchhami ma atvam dharma sammudha cheta. He is confused, he is sammudha cheta. His intelligence is confused, he is confused. So his compassion is based on confusion. But Krishna's compassion is real compassion. When Krishna decides that he will kill all these impious men in this war, he is seizing their sinful activities, and then he is also giving them liberation. So that is a greater compassion. So as Krishna has said, why he comes in the material world, parikranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadishkritam dharma sansthapanataya. The three reasons. So sometimes he will do this by himself, sometimes he will delegate, sometimes he will empower someone, sometimes he will use someone as an instrument. So by fighting the war of Kurukshetra, Arjuna is just going to help Krishna in achieving his mission. Now, as the confusion Arjuna is having in our current verse, at one hand, Krishna, you are addressing me as Parantapa, one who can never be defeated. You are addressing me as Vijay, the one who always wins. And then I'm getting defeated by this insignificant cowherd man. So, then you are calling me, at one end you are saying I am Parantapa, I can win the battle by myself. And then you are asking me to be a nimitta, just an instrument only. So, when he sees all the warriors entering in Krishna's mouth, Krishna says that they are already killed. You just have to manifest manifest my plan that is already done. You just have to be an instrument in manifesting it. So Arjuna was initially detached. He was showing the signs of detachment, that no, I don't want to be part of this great massacre. So Krishna is teaching him that that kind of detachment that disconnects you with Krishna's will is a useless detachment. So, and how do we know if if this is the right moment of being detached, this is the right moment of fighting. To that, Krishna gives us intelligence. So, there are sometimes Krishna will use people or things as an instrument in unexpected ways. Hanuman, he was in Ramayana. Hanuman was asked to. Hanuman played a vital role in the war of Ramayana. He he crossed the ocean on his own. He found Mother Sita. He found Ravan. He burnt Lanka. He also brought Sanjeevani. So he played a vital role in Ramayana. But so on his own, Hanuman could have won the battle of Kurukshetra in minutes. But in the battle of Mahabharata, Krishna asked Hanuman to play the role of Kapidhvaja, just sit on the dhvaja, the flag of Arjun's chariot. Do that one thing, and second thing you do is when Bhim is roaring, you roar behind him, so all the Kauravas, they get fearsome. So that's an unexpected way. A devotee who is capable of doing much bigger services is asked to do a very little service. So sometimes that may happen with us. We might be able to do much bigger services, but we might just be asked to sweep the floor or clean the utensils. So that's what we learn from Hanumanji's example, that whatever Krishna is asking us to do, maybe he wants another devotee to develop those qualities. So we just need to align our view with Krishna's view. And Bhishma Dev, he also was used as an instrument in a different way. So Bhishma Dev is said to be an authority in dharma. And but when Krishna appeared in this Krishna avatar, he also wanted to establish, he also wanted to give a message that no matter how righteous, no matter how noble you are, if you take the side of adharma, you will be destroyed. So he wanted to establish that. So Bhishma Dev, even though he was the authority in dharma, he knows dharma, but he was used as an instrument by Krishna to side dharma, to establish this. In a way, Bhishma Dev received, Bhishma Dev was a great devotee of Krishna, we saw in previous chapters. And he received more mercy from Krishna, he received more mercy than Arjun in the battle. Because it said that because Krishna was the Sathi, Arjun was facing Krishna's back all the time, but Bhishma was on his opposite side. So he was constantly having darshan of his lotus face, his divine form. So Bhishma Dev received more mercy than Arjun, and we saw in the previous chapters how when Bhishma Dev left his body, he left while seeing Krishna's divine form. So suddenly he went back to Krishna's abode. Like that, even though you are a devotee, sometimes Krishna might want to use it in a different way. Then Shukdev Goswami. When Shukdev Goswami was speaking Bhagavatam, his Guru Vyasadeva and his Guru's Guru Narad Muni, they sat in the assembly just like everyone else. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in his commentary that in one way, Shukdev Goswami became the guru of his guru and his param guru. So, in the last chapter of Bhagavatam, there is a verse that says that let us offer our obeisances to the absolute, the supreme absolute truth, who has no end, and who first imparted this supreme knowledge to Brahmaji. And then Brahmaji gave that knowledge to Narad Muni. Narad Muni gave it to the Krishna Dvaipaya and Vyas. Krishna Pāṇḍavas gave it to Shukdev Goswami, and Shukdev Goswami shared the same knowledge with Parikshit Maharaj. So, anyone who is being used as an instrument to pass on the knowledge of Bhagavatam is just an instrument of Krishna. Through their mouth, if Krishna wants to inspire someone, through their mouth, maybe some relevant words might come out or some inspiration come out. So it is not the person speaking, it is Krishna using them as an instrument. So this realization that I am an instrument of Krishna, that realization brings humility in us. We often hear Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Shiksha, his teachings that Prunadapi Shunichena Tarorupi Shaheshuna. So he wants us to be humble, so that humility we can get from this realization that I am merely an instrument, and Krishna can make anyone or even any person or even anything, he can use them as an instrument. For example, in Vrindavan, he uses his flute. A flute is a dry piece of bamboo tree, and it is full of holes. And in our kitchens we have the sieves and the colanders. They have so many holes. So something that has so many holes can't hold anything. But a flute has so many holes, but touching Krishna's lips, getting his mercy, a flute can generate, it is holding so many beautiful ragas, and it is attracting so many gopas, gopis, cows, peacocks, even Brahmaji, Indra, all the demigods. So if Krishna wants, he can use even a thing as an instrument, and that also becomes very powerful. I had other examples, but I will try to say it later. Then once Srila Prabhupada was asked, he was getting into a plane, but a reporter asked him that Srila Prabhupada, you talk about all this spirituality, then why do you use this material energy? Why do you use plane for your travels? So Srila Prabhupada said that you all are traveling with the speed of plane. You all are going to hell with the speed of plane. If I travel in bullock cart, I cannot catch you. So that's why Srila Prabhupada said I can use Krishna's energy as an instrument in Krishna's service. So by being empowered by Krishna, anyone or anything can do anything. But that humility, that just play the role, just do the service you are assigned. In Ramayana, when Hanuman was asked, he was asked by Lord Ram, go to Lanka, find Mother Sita, give her my ring. Then Hanuman, on his own, he could have defeated, he could have fought Ravan, he could have defeated Ravan in no time. Bali Maharaj, who had kept Ravan in his arm, under his arm for 6 months, Hanuman had defeated that Bali Maharaj, that Bali. So Hanuman could have easily defeated Ravan, but he just did what he was said. He just went to Lanka, found Mother Sita, and gave her the ring. So that's another lesson we learn, that if we are just in Krishna's service, whatever little role we are asked to play, we be satisfied it. We don't make it a matter of our false ego, that I'm capable of doing much more. Whenever time is right, he will make arrangements, he will give us opportunity. Because it is our false ego, as I said, ahankara vimudatma kartahamiti manyate. It is my false ego that I might think that, oh, I studied so much, I established such a nice business, I did so much, so that mentality, it brings false ego in us. But if you don't do it, it is Krishna's plan. If you don't do it, someone else will do, but the service, what is Krishna's mission, it will always be fulfilled. There is a bhajan by a famous Gujarati devotee, Narsi Mehta. It is said that Je game jagad guru deva vasu, Je game jagad guru deva jagadishane, te kano khar kharo ko karakho. I'm sorry, a lot of you can't understand Gujarati, but it's very nice meaning. Je game Jagat Guru Deva Jagadish ne, whatever Jagat Guru Jagadish Krishna likes, te tano khar kharo folk rakho. The lamentation for it you should cancel. Whatever he wants, it is final. So we need to develop that mentality of accepting it. And in the same bhajan, he says that Hum karu eja agnanata shakatano bharajam shwanatane. That hu karu, I am doing this, ej agnanata, that is your ignorance. Shakatano bharajam shwanatane. A cart is passing and a dog happens to pass below it, and the dog thinks that I am carrying this cart, but the cart is going anyway. So like that, if whatever Krishna is making you accomplish, it is because it is his plan. So we shouldn't get into this doership mentality. There was a Hindi movie and there was a song in it. मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ, पल दो पल मेरी कहानी है, पल दो पल मेरी हस्ती है, पल दो पल मेरी जवानी है. तो in that he says that कल और आएंगे मुझसे कल और आएंगे नगमों की खिलती कलियाँ चुनने वाले, मुझसे बेहतर कहने वाले, तुमसे बेहतर सुनने वाले. So tomorrow there will be more people who will be better than me in speaking and who will be better than you in listening. So this doership mentality, it gives rise to enjoyership mentality. If I am the doer, if I did all this hard work, then I deserve to enjoy it. And that is the reason for our endeavor. That is the reason why we remain here. So we need to understand that whatever little service we are doing in Srila Prabhupada's mission, in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, it is his mission that Prithvi te ache yata nagaradi gram sarvatra prachar haive marana. So if you do the service you are asked to do in Krishna's Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission or not, if you do it or not, his mission that sarvatra prachara haive marana, that every town and village the chanting of my holy name will be spread, that mission will be accomplished, that mission will go on. So better you be a part of that mission and get the mercy. The mercy is raining. It's better you get some mercy. You hold your bowl like this. You have that beggar mentality. If you hold your bowl like this, upside down, you can't catch it. You have that false ego. So better you catch it. And so how there is a term safai, S-F-A-I, we can use to keep this doership mentality away. So whenever we have feast and the cooks are cooking in the kitchen, after they finish cooking, there is a team who goes and cleans the utensils, safai. And sometimes we might have a big festival in the temple hall. For example, we might have Guru Puja and there might be a lot of flower petals. So after everyone goes, there is wind-up seva, safai. So like that, there is a term safai. S means see, F means false, A means analyze, and I means improvements. So no matter how perfectly you do your service, you give your 100%. But and no matter how much glorification you get, but you yourself always know, you see your faults, SF, and you analyze what improvements I can do in Krishna's service next time. So SFAI, Krishna's service is such that there is always room for improvement. Radharani cooks for Krishna. it is said that she never even repeats the dish for Krishna. So in Krishna's service there is always room for improvement. I used to work in a food manufacturing firm as a quality manager. So one of the things I needed to do was audits, do the internal audits, external audits. So when I started that role, what I started doing is I started doing the internal audits more scrutinizingly. Before me, I used to see the audit reports done by previous person. No non-conformances found. So they will keep the internal audits very liberal. But I started doing very strict internal audits. So eventually what happened was when we had the external audits, the external auditor couldn't find any non-conformances because as time goes, and the staff was also happy because they had the chance to fix those non-conformances in time. So they were also happy, and then the bond between the external auditor and our company became such that when they come to our company, they just know that here everything just goes on nicely. So they don't even look that scrutinizing. So like that, we can always do internal audit. Maybe every Ekadashi, maybe every quarter, every 6 months, every year, we can do an internal audit of our service. Have I progressed? Have I developed that doership mentality? And also this audit we need to do of our not just our external services, that services that we do in the temple or our harinam or book distribution. We need to do an audit of our sadhana as well. The nam jap that we do is also a service to the holy name. So we at the same time we also need to do an audit every now and then of if I am making any nam aparats, or if I am making any progress or not, or is it becoming mechanical. And the biggest example of accepting that I am an instrument of Krishna in front of us is Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada writes, in the preface of Bhagavad Gita, he writes that if I have any credit in this regard, it does not belong to me. It belongs to my spiritual master, Om Vishnu Pada Paramhansa Parivrajakacharya Ashtotarshata Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. All the credit belongs to him. So in the early days of the movement, when Srila Prabhupada used to get all the Western disciples and the numbers were increasing and increasing, Srila Prabhupada used to get very emotional and say that you all are sent to me by my Guru Maharaj. So he used to say that Krishna is the original father of this movement, and this is all Krishna's plan. So like that, Srila Prabhupada, even though we all know his contribution is immense, but still he accepts that I'm just an instrument. So that mode of transferring the credit is what we will take away, will take home today. We talked about an example of pen. So if I sign a document with the pen, who signed it? The pen signed it or I signed it? If the pen starts thinking that I signed it, so that is the example of instrument. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna teaches us that for any task to accomplish, there are 3 doers. Jiva, who desires; Prakriti, who facilitates; and Ishwar, who sanctions. So if I am not the only doer, then how do I claim all the credit to myself? Automatically, as we study Bhagavad Gita, we learn that I don't deserve any credit. I'm just an insignificant instrument. So, just like Arjun is doing in our current verse, we just need to recognize that any ability I have is a borrowed ability. there is a nice example I heard once that if a crow finds the peacock feathers somewhere and he wears the peacock feathers and starts dancing, the crow doesn't become the peacock, right? So we need to always remember that any ability, any strength, any capacity we have is given to us by Krishna. All our powers are borrowed powers. So the theme of our current verses, Arjun is remembering Krishna's hand in all the events, all the successes of his life. The theme is of gratitude. So today I thought we'll combine the theme, the mood, and speak something on that gratitude. I'm sorry I've taken a lot of time today, but if anyone has any questions or comments, corrections, additions, please feel free to share.
Mataji, I just wanted to share an experience. Like last week, my daughter went to Billie Eilish concert, and when she came back home, she was crying. And I asked her, like, why are you crying? So she told me, like, and she sings so well. That's why I'm crying.
Who sings?
Chiku, Billie Eilish.
Asha. I don't know who that is.
So I told her, like, they practice, they work so hard. They on that gifts that God has given them. So you should also do the same thing. So my daughter is good at piano. So in that way, I told her, like, you should practice piano every single day to honor that gift and show gratitude in your service to Krishna that you have given me this gift and I'm honoring it. So you should practice it every day. So I think everybody has their own unique talents. And to show gratitude to Krishna, we should work on those talents and to say thank you. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, that's a nice relation, Mataji. Thank you for sharing. Sometimes, especially us girls, we might have some talents, but we are shy. Even if we are asked to do a service, we feel shy that no, I don't. Initially, when Harekrishna Prabhu asked me to give classes, I used to feel like, no, I like talking one-on-one, but I don't want everyone to, looking at me. I don't like that attention. But I thought this is my only chance for doing some service. I don't know anything else, so I just took up that service. I'm trying.
Everything what God gives, it's a dual thing. Like knife can be used to cut vegetables and cut humans as well. So any talent or anything that God has given, we should not do that I am doing. If we are doing, then okay, it's God who is doing, and we should have that compassion. And so, if God has given us a good voice, that we can sing, and we can even use foul language and abuse people around us. So, we should use everything with care.
Yes, Prabhu, in our movement, even if you don't have a good voice, you have to sing. Even if you can't dance, you have to dance. And Prabhu, what you said, every ability God has given can be used in two ways. That reminds me of what we shared earlier. Rishikena sevanam bhakti ruchyate. So senses we can use in service of Krishna. If we don't, senses do need engagement. They do need food. So if we don't do that, then we will use them in material things, material engagements. So it is better we engage them in Krishna's service.
Mataji, yeah.
I was listening to Gauranga Prabhu's class. So he was telling, when he was started in ISKCON, he was given a service in the kitchen. And one of the person joined there.
Yes.
And he's like,
Roti.
oh, I'm a
Puri?
preacher. Yeah. When I preach in my village, thousands of people come. I'm not joined ISKCON to be working in the kitchen.
Yeah, they asked him to roll puris.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So he's like, oh, I'm not here for this. So after that, he kept complaining and then he left.
He left, yes.
And then after a few years, Prabhu met him. And he's like, what are you doing and all that. Instead after I left ISKCON, I got married. And then, but my wife got medically, had a problem. So I'm now working in the kitchen and
Rolling puris. So that was Krishna's plan for him. Yes.
Mataji, he had a question.
You said whoever thinks that they're the door to what they're doing is materialistic, but Shiva said that. So
Shiva said.
you said that Shiva said that he's the door to what he did. So then, so is Shiva materialistic or?
Did Lord Shiva say it?
That's what you said.
No. Sorry, maybe
I didn't
maybe Lord Shiva I mentioned only once that Arjun says that I am seeing Lord Shiva entering. I'm seeing Lord Shiva in your Vishwa.
I'm pretty sure you said that. I'm pretty sure you said that. Shiva thought that he was the door to.
The door?
No, I can't remember. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the door to what he did. I'm pretty sure. That's what
The door,
Shiva-
D-O-O-R.
Yeah. That's what
You'll have to hear the class again.
Sorry, Beta, I don't have answer to that.
Mataji, is empowerment related to desire? Is there a direct correlation between empowerment and desires? So, for example, if I want to do something big for Srila Prabhupada, then that is my desire. Does that mean if I'm working in the right direction and if I have the right kind of sadhana and everything else, will I then be empowered? Or it is quite possible that I am meant to be doing smaller things because that is a part of Krishna's plan, like Hanuman, or give the example of Hanuman. How do we understand that? Is there a direct correlation between our desires, spiritual desires, and empowerment?
Yes and no. In my experience, yes, when we start using some of our skills or abilities in Krishna service, and even materially we say, practice makes man perfect. So we do get better and better, and we feel that we are getting Krishna's mercy, we are getting Guru's mercy, and we are getting empowered. But we saw the example of Hanuman that at times he might use us to do big things, and at times he might use us as an instrument for achieving small things.
Thank you.
Hanuman was used by Krishna many times, and even in Ramayana also. So whenever he did something, he never said that, okay, I have crossed Lanka, I have done this, and he's always said, by Lord, by your mercy.
Roji, did you have any comments for Mataji's question?
I don't know directly for that, but as devotees are always eager not to be self-obsessed of, I want to do this, or I want to do that. Devotees, rather, they simply want to serve, and as Prabhupada writes in that bhajan, that although my name has been given Bhakti Vedanta, I don't have bhakti and I don't have any knowledge, but now it is up to you. Whatever way you want to use me, please use it in that way. And also the second thing is that as devotees, the success can be more dangerous than the failures if we are not careful. It's very hard to digest success if we are not grounded, because pride overtakes us. So it is a very humbling experience, and you mentioned this point of after any service we do, we really need to do an internal audit, because when something is done nicely, it's successful. And especially when someone comes and says, "Oh, thank you so much, that was very nice." It is very easy to get carried away. Oh, I have done this, and I deserve this. But that is the most dangerous moment where we just humbly accept the credit and pass it on to Krishna and Guru. That no, it is only because of you that this is possible. If we are not able to digest that success properly, then our fall is very, very imminent, and we'll be causing a lot of offense to other devotees. And to make sure that that does not happen, it is very important to always engage. This pastime, one once I had. Amrish Maharaj had a dream, and in that dream, Krishna appeared, and Krishna said to him that, oh, you are a very nice devotee, but your wife is a better devotee than you. So Amrish Maharaj woke up and he thought, why is she a better devotee than me? I mean, it's a wrong pastime, but in a nutshell, Amrish Maharaj, just to see how his wife is a better devotee, he went to the wife's palace. Amrish Maharaj was the emperor, so he had many wives. And this particular wife was the youngest wife, and she wanted to help him in his devotion, but he said, oh, you are taking my service. So I'll give you a palace, and there, whatever you want to do, you do. But, don't come between my service. And so she said, yes, that will be nice. So she started doing the Bhagavad Puja, Kirtan there. But she wasn't doing it alone. She was inviting everyone, engaging, and hundreds, and after a while, thousands of people started going there and listening to Kirtan, singing Kirtans, assisting in the service, and they all became engaged in the process of devotional service. So then Amrish Maharaj realized this point. Yes, she's a better devotee because she's engaging someone. So similarly, our as devotees, we have to always try to engage everyone in some service, some devotional service, because that will be purifying for that person, and also it will keep us in ground as well, that no, I'm not the only one doing it, or not I'm the only one who can do it. And sometimes, Srila Prabhupada used to be there, and in Prabhupada's presence, he would ask one of the disciples, today you give class. And one of the disciples, Bhakti Swarup Damodar Nanda Maharaj, he was very, very shy. And although he was a brilliant scientist, but he was very shy. And he could hardly speak for about 5-10 minutes. But still Maharaj, Prabhupada told him, no, you speak. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji. You made so many points, and it was very introspective.
I always get inspiration from you as well, Prabhuji. Even though you are, capable of creating and running congregations, big congregations, inspiring so many people, but sometimes you are humbly cooking in the kitchen as well and engaging us. So, yes, all right. Thank you so much. Grantraj Srimadbhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki all glories to Srila Prabhupada.